Hey there, fellow thrill seekers and ghost enthusiasts. Welcome to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the dark heart of America, exploring the top 10 most haunted places this side of the Mississippi, and the other side too, I guess. If you love a good ghost story as much as I pretend to, you're in for a treat. We're talking bone-chilling history, spine-tingling tales, and maybe, just maybe, some actual evidence, or not, who knows. Look, I'm just as skeptical as the next guy, always ready to debunk a good ghost story, but some of these places, man, they just give off this vibe. You know what I mean? That feeling like you're not alone, like someone or something is watching you. So, buckle up, grab your EMF readers and your skepticism, and get ready to explore some of the most haunted places in America. Let's do this. Alright, let's kick things off in Estes Park, Colorado, home to the iconic Stanley Hotel. You know, the one that inspired Stephen King's The Shining. Yeah, that one. This grand old hotel has been creeping people out since 1909. Guests report hearing phantom piano music, children laughing in the hallways, always creepy, and even full-on apparitions in Victorian-era clothing. Room 217, the infamous room that terrified Stephen King, is said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. People claim to see a ghostly housekeeper tidying up, which, okay, that's kind of helpful, I guess. But then, they also talk about feeling an oppressive presence, like something's trying to suffocate them, not exactly the kind of room service you want, right? The Stanley Hotel offers ghost tours, which honestly seems like a great way to drum up business if you ask me. But hey, who am I to judge? If I owned a haunted hotel, I'd milk that spectral cash cow for all it's worth. Next up, we're heading to the grim and imposing Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This former prison, operational from 1829 to 1971, was known for its harsh conditions and solitary confinement. Now, it's known for its resident ghosts. Go figure. Visitors and staff have reported disembodied whispers, shadowy figures lurking in the cell blocks, and even full-on apparitions of former inmates. Some say they can feel the residual energy of the suffering that occurred within these walls. One of the most haunted spots is Cell Block 12, where inmates were subjected to sensory deprivation. People claim to see faces peering out from the cells, hear unexplained noises, and even feel sudden drops in temperature. I mean, it makes sense, right? If I was stuck in solitary confinement for years, I'd probably come back and haunt the place too, just to mess with people. Eastern State Penitentiary is a popular destination for paranormal investigators and ghost tours, drawing in those brave enough to face the spirits of its troubled past. All aboard! We're setting sail on the high seas, or at least what's left of them. The Queen Mary, a retired ocean liner docked in Long Beach, California, has a history as grand as its size and just as many ghost stories. This luxurious vessel, once a mode of transportation for the rich and famous, is now said to be home to over 150 known spirits. That's a pretty packed ship, even for a vessel this size. Guests and crew members have reported seeing the apparition of a sailor who died in the ship's engine room, hearing children laughing near the first-class pool, again children laughing never a good sign, and encountering a lady in white who vanishes into thin air. One of the most haunted areas is said to be Stateroom B340, where a mysterious death occurred. Guests who dared to stay in the room reported strange occurrences, prompting the ship's management to seal it off for a while. They've since reopened it, because why not capitalize on the spooky stuff, right? The Queen Mary offers various tours and events, including paranormal investigations, where you too can try your luck at encountering the ship's spectral residents. Hold on to your hazmat suits, folks, because we're about to enter Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky. This abandoned tuberculosis sanatorium is not for the faint of heart. Waverly Hills was operational from 1910 to 1961, and during that time it saw its fair share of death. Tuberculosis was a brutal disease, and with limited treatment options back then, many patients succumbed to their illness within these walls. Today, the building stands as a chilling reminder of its past, with countless stories of paranormal activity. Visitors and investigators have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied voices, and even feeling physical contact from unseen entities. One of the most well-known stories is that of a nurse who allegedly hanged herself in room 502. Legend has it that she was pregnant with a doctor's child and took her own life out of despair. Another creepy spot is the death tunnel, a body chute used to discreetly transport the deceased from the sanatorium to avoid upsetting the living patients. I mean, I guess that's thoughtful, but also, yikes. Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a popular destination for ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts, offering tours and overnight investigations for those brave enough to face its haunting past. Get ready for some Southern hospitality, ghost hunting style. We're heading to St. Francisville, Louisiana, to visit the Myrtles Plantation, one of the most haunted homes in America. Built in 1796, this plantation has seen its fair share of drama and tragedy, and according to legend, many of its former residents never left. The Myrtles is said to be haunted by at least 12 different spirits, each with their own story to tell. There's Chloe, a slave who was allegedly caught poisoning the plantation owner's family. Legend has it she was caught and hanged for her crimes, and now her ghost roams the plantation seeking revenge. Then there are the stories of children who died of yellow fever, their laughter echoing through the halls. Visitors have reported seeing figures in mirrors, objects moving on their own, and even feeling cold spots and a sense of dread in certain areas. The Myrtles Plantation offers tours and even overnight stays for those who dare to spend the night with the spirits of the Old South. Next stop, we're sailing to the infamous Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay. This former maximum security prison housed some of the most notorious criminals in American history, including Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly. With a reputation for brutality and inescapable confinement, it's no surprise that Alcatraz is considered one of the most haunted places in America. Visitors and park rangers have reported hearing unexplained footsteps, cell doors slamming shut on their own, and even ghostly voices and screams. Some say they can feel the presence of former inmates, their energy lingering within the cold, damp walls. One of the most haunted spots on the island is said to be Cell 14D, where an inmate claimed to have been terrorized by a creature with glowing eyes. He was later found dead in his cell under mysterious circumstances. Alcatraz Island is now a popular tourist destination, offering day and night tours that delve into its history and paranormal activity. Get ready to get lost literally in the bizarre and endlessly fascinating Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. This sprawling mansion was built by Sarah Winchester, the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune. Now here's where things get weird. Sarah believed that her family was cursed by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles, and that the only way to appease them was to continuously build onto her home. For 38 years, construction never stopped, resulting in a labyrinthine structure with staircases leading nowhere, doors that open to walls, and windows overlooking other rooms. It's like a haunted game of architectural Clue. Visitors and staff have reported seeing apparitions, hearing disembodied footsteps, and feeling sudden drops in temperature. Some say that Sarah Winchester's spirit still roams the halls, overseeing her never-ending project. The Winchester Mystery House offers various tours, including nighttime flashlight tours, for those brave enough to explore its twisting corridors in the dark. Let's step back in time to 1892, to the scene of one of America's most infamous unsolved mysteries, the Lizzie Borden House in Fall River, Massachusetts. This is where Andrew and Abby Borden were brutally murdered with an axe. Their daughter Lizzie was the prime suspect, but she was acquitted at trial. The case remains unsolved to this day, adding to the intrigue and spooky vibes of the house. Visitors and staff have reported seeing apparitions of Andrew and Abby Borden, hearing unexplained footsteps, and even feeling a presence in the room where the murders took place. Some say that Lizzie's spirit still lingers, forever tied to the scene of the crime. The Lizzie Borden house is now a bed and breakfast, so you can actually sleep in the room where the murders took place. Or, you could just take the tour and call it a day. Get ready to enter the dark side of Tennessee folklore as we explore the Bell Witch Cave located near Adams, Tennessee. This cave is said to be haunted by the Bell Witch, a malevolent entity that tormented the Bell family in the early 1800s. According to legend, the witch was a vengeful spirit who targeted John Bell, the patriarch of the family. She scratched, pinched, and slapped family members, pulled hair, and even spoke to them in a disembodied voice. The witch's reign of terror lasted for years, culminating in the death of John Bell. Even today, people claim to experience strange phenomena in and around the cave, including unexplained noises, cold spots, and an overall feeling of unease. The Bell Witch Cave is a popular destination for paranormal investigators and those seeking a taste of Southern Gothic horror. Just make sure to bring your EMF reader and a healthy dose of skepticism. Our final stop takes us to 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York, better known as the Amityville House. This seemingly ordinary suburban home became infamous in 1974 after the Lutz family fled in terror, claiming to have been driven out by paranormal forces. The Lutz family reported a litany of terrifying experiences, including swarms of flies, a foul odor, green slime oozing from the walls, and even demonic voices and apparitions. Their story became a media sensation, spawning numerous books and films. While some dismiss the Amityville haunting as a hoax, others believe that something truly sinister occurred within those walls. The house has become a pop culture icon, synonymous with haunted houses and demonic possession. Whether you believe the hype or not, there's no denying the chilling legacy of the Amityville house. And there you have it, folks. Our whirlwind tour of America's most haunted locations. From haunted hotels and prisons to creepy caves and a house with a mind of its own, we've covered some seriously spooky ground. Thanks for joining us on this spooky journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more chilling content. Have you ever visited any of these haunted places? Let us know in the comments below. Personally, I'm sticking to my cozy, hopefully ghost-free apartment, but hey, that's just me. Stay spooky.